everyone, I'm Marla Holt. I'm a contemporary romance author, and today I have for you the super special cover reveal of my debut novel, The Other Lane, a modern fairy tale, as well as a few things that you can expect to read in the book once it's available on July 10th, 2018. So, without further ado, I give you The Other Lane. It's so pretty. I love it. It's covered in coffee. There's a heart because it's a love story, and it's just super simple, and it just really, I love this cover so much. It just encapsulates the tone and the way the narrative works. Like, just everything about this book is sort of so very nicely encapsulated in this cover for me, and I love it. I can't stop hugging it. If you haven't noticed, like, I have to keep embracing it because I have been working on this thing for almost 4 years now, and I can't believe I'm actually holding it in my hand in book form. It's like a dream come true. If you've paid attention to a little bit of my branding lately, you've noticed that the coffee thing has been a theme. There have been coffee cups, especially like the hands-holding coffee cups on my Instagram, has been a thing. The cover of When Abe Met Lane is also very close to that. They're actually two parts of the same image because sort of a his and her thing going on. When Abe Met Lane is from the hero's perspective, and The Other Lane is from the heroine's perspective, and they don't overlap, in case you're wondering. There is no overlap between these. They are two completely different stories. This just adds a little bit of depth of character to this one, and you can see they're very different. One is obviously very short, and the other one is obviously a full-length novel. So these are my books. They're beautiful. The proof copies just came in yesterday, which means they will be available in print. You can actually pre-order them now, both ebook and print copies. I'll have the links to all that below. And right now, we're going to talk about what I love so much about these guys and what makes them such a fun book to read. So, first, I call The Other Lane a modern fairy tale. That is the subtitle of the book, and I have a whole video, which I will link above. The Other Lane involves zero magic. It is 100% set in modern day times with modern day people. It's actually set in Topeka, Kansas, which, if you're playing the home game, is my hometown. And it involves a heroine who is a little bit down on her luck, who is struggling to make her life better. There's a prince character who is, of course, further along in his life and is more successful and more affluent. And then there are large struggles. There's a fairy godmother character. But then, just like fairy tales should, there is a happily ever after. So what specifically can you expect to find when you pick up The Other Lane? Well, the first thing you're going to find is, obviously, coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. The majority of The Other Lane takes place in coffee shops for one reason or another. The beginning, it is because Lane is a barista who has just finished her degree in textiles and ceramics and has not yet found another job or been able to support herself the way she wants to do, because of course she has huge aspirations that she doesn't quite know how to live up to yet. The second thing you can expect to find in The Other Lane is knitting. Now, for those of you who don't knit, this probably isn't that exciting, and now you're thinking, like, what, a contemporary romance novel that takes place in Kansas and has knitting? Like, woo, you party animal, Marla, you. But for those of you who do knit, it's super exciting just to see a little bit of wool play in a novel, and I put it in there for you because I have been a knitter for about the last 10 years, and it is something that's super important in my life. And Lane, actually, like I said, one of her degrees is in textiles, so one of her million jobs is also as an independent knitwear designer. So she publishes her own knitting patterns. So that's going to show up throughout the book and impacts her life as she goes on. The third thing you can expect to find is, of course, the prince character. The prince character is what we're going to call the hero, because he's definitely not really a prince. So I wouldn't necessarily call him a prince. He's more of a slightly well-to-do workaholic divorcee with a teenage daughter and a lot of baggage. That might be the best way to describe Abe. There you go. That's him. The next thing you can expect to find in the other lane is a magical ball, or the modern day equivalent to a magical ball, which would be a charity gala, or two. There's two in this story. The magic always happens. The big magic always happens at a ball in a fairy tale. So we get to have two of those in this book. Just something to look forward to. The other thing, and possibly one of my favorite things, because it incorporates so much of the story, that you can expect to find in the other lane is a lot of Jane Eyre parallels. Like, tons of Jane Eyre parallels. There's a great big secret that's hovering over the two main characters. Nothing quite as dramatic as a mad woman in the attic, but I make it as close as I can. I also turn a few of those well-known Jane Eyre things on their head. But so there's a great big secret. There's a major blowout. There's a little bit of devastation, and there's even a St. parallel, which means there's a little it'll-bitty part of a love triangle in there towards the end. If you watch my favorite author videos, which I will link up above again, you know that Charlotte Bronte is my homegirl, and I just really wanted to honor her work and her influence on me in my first book. So if you love Jane Eyre, this is definitely a book that you should check out. And the last thing that you can expect from the other lane is, of course, a happily ever after. The other lane is on pre-order right now. You can pre-order it from all major ebook platforms, and then as well as in print from Amazon right now. Or if you want to buy it directly from me and get an autographed copy, I have that link down below as well. That includes an couple extra little freebies. And if you have not read When Abe Met Lane yet and would like to get a hold of it, you can get it for free when you sign up for my email list. Like I said, that link is down below, or it is also available on ebook. Through ebook, or you can now buy the print copy. There is still time to join my launch team if you are interested in getting your free eARC copy of The Other Lane. I am going to be accepting applications for that until June 18th, and ARC copies are going to hit your mailbox on the morning of June 19th. So that is just a few days away. If you still would like to get in on that action and get a free copy of this in exchange for an honest review of The Other Lane on the platform of your choice, please just let me know. I'll have that link down below as well for where you can go to sign up to do that. The more the merrier. I'd love to have you and get to know you guys a little bit better. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. The Other Lane will be out on July 10th, 2018. And until next time.